Every mushroom-explained mushrooms are one of the strangest life forms on Earth. They are fungi surviving by recycling death daily. Some feed humans safely for decades, while others silently destroy organs before victims notice anything wrong. Nature created mushrooms that heal bodies, infect insects, alter perception, and spread underground for miles. White button mushrooms are the most common mushrooms, sold worldwide inside supermarkets and restaurants daily. They are young versions of cremini mushrooms, harvested early before deeper flavor and darker colors fully appear. Cremini mushrooms are slightly older white buttons with firmer texture and stronger earthy flavor during cooking. Most humans never realize white button, cremini, and portobello mushrooms are all exactly the same species. Portobello mushrooms are mature cremini mushrooms with giant caps and dense texture resembling grilled meat. Their heavy structure allows them to replace burgers psychologically because texture changes human food perception. Shiitake mushrooms originally grew on hardwood trees throughout East Asia before humans cultivated them widely. They became famous for smoky flavor, chewy texture, and compounds linked to possible immune system benefits. Humans used mushrooms medicinally for centuries, long before modern science understood fungal chemistry properly. Oyster mushrooms grow in shelf-like clusters directly from dead wood throughout forests and humid environments. Despite harmless appearance, oyster mushrooms can trap microscopic worms and digest them for extra nutrition. A quiet mushroom hunter exists beneath forest floors, consuming tiny organisms without humans noticing anything. Enoki mushrooms appear thin, white, delicate, and almost artificial under grocery store lighting everywhere. Wild enoki mushrooms actually look darker, shorter, and rougher before humans force strange indoor growth. Commercial growers raise them without light, causing stems to stretch unnaturally, searching for brightness nearby. Maytake mushrooms earned the nickname dancing mushroom because rare discoveries once created celebration instantly. These giant feather-like fungi are heavily researched for possible effects involving blood sugar and immunity. Some mushrooms became valuable survival resources instead of simple ingredients because medicine once remained limited. King oyster mushrooms contain thick stems capable of mimicking scallops after careful slicing and cooking methods. Their dense structure changes texture dramatically, proving mushrooms adapt into almost any familiar food humans love. Beech mushrooms and shimeji mushrooms grow tightly together while carrying bitter flavor when eaten completely raw. Cooking transforms bitterness into nutty, savory flavor, showing preparation changes fungal chemistry dramatically fast. Woodier mushrooms look alien because thin, dark folds resemble strange ears attached directly onto dead wood. People value them mostly for crunchy texture because flavor remains subtle compared with stronger mushroom species. Paddy straw mushrooms grow rapidly inside hot, humid climates where rice farming dominates agricultural systems. Young deathcap mushrooms can resemble them closely enough to create fatal mistakes during wild foraging trips. One mushroom feeds millions safely while another destroys the liver slowly without immediate warning symptoms. Nameko mushrooms naturally produce slippery gelatinous coating that thickens soups through strange fungal texture. Humans repeatedly transformed slimy, unusual organisms into comforting traditional foods across multiple civilizations worldwide. Matsutake mushrooms are among the most expensive mushrooms sold anywhere on the entire planet today. Their spicy aroma and rarity create extreme prices because humans cannot reliably control their natural growth. Nature still decides when matsutake mushrooms appear, regardless of modern technology or advanced farming methods. Wine cap mushrooms aggressively break down garden waste, helping ecosystems recycle nutrients beneath surface layers. Most mushroom organisms actually live underground as huge mycelium networks hidden from normal human vision. The visible mushroom is merely the reproductive structure growing temporarily from hidden fungal systems below. Morel mushrooms became legendary among foragers because honeycomb appearance and rich flavor feel unmistakable instantly. Scientists still struggle growing morels consistently, making forests essential for commercial harvesting opportunities today. Humans continue searching nature directly because some fungi refuse complete domestication despite modern science efforts. Golden chanterelle mushrooms smell faintly fruity, almost resembling apricots, scattered across forest environments quietly. Dangerous look-alike mushrooms force foragers into constant caution because mistakes can become medically catastrophic fast. Porcini mushrooms provide rich, savory flavor forming major foundations of traditional European mushroom cooking cultures. Drying porcini removes water while concentrating powerful flavor compounds hidden inside fungal tissue naturally. Black trumpet mushrooms appear like dark holes opening directly from forest floors beneath fallen leaves quietly. Their camouflage becomes so effective people miss them completely even while standing nearby during foraging walks. Some fungi survive successfully by becoming nearly invisible rather than attracting attention from surrounding organisms. Hedgehog mushrooms grow tiny hanging teeth underneath caps instead of normal gill structures seen elsewhere. Fungi evolved countless bizarre shapes because spores spread differently depending on climate and environmental conditions. Lobster mushrooms are not true mushrooms, but fungi infected by parasitic fungi changing their appearance completely. One fungus consuming another fungus proves even mushrooms themselves become victims inside complex ecosystems daily. Chicken of the woods, mushrooms grow bright orange shelves directly from tree trunks throughout humid forests. Their texture surprisingly resembles chicken meat, causing widespread popularity among vegetarian cooking communities online. Depending on tree species, some chicken mushrooms absorb compounds triggering sickness after human consumption occasionally. Hen of the woods mushrooms form giant overlapping clusters resembling enormous feather formations near tree bases. Some hidden underground fungal networks survive decades while producing seasonal mushrooms repeatedly through changing climates. Cauliflower mushrooms resemble giant tangled brains because folded surfaces maximize structure and reproductive area simultaneously. Nature repeatedly creates organisms looking strangely familiar enough to make humans feel deeply uncomfortable instantly. Puffball mushrooms remain edible while young before eventually exploding clouds of spores into surrounding air. Millions of microscopic reproductive particles launch simultaneously, turning fungi into living biological smoke bombs naturally. Truffles grow underground near tree roots, relying entirely on mammals to spread spores through excavation behavior. Dogs and pigs locate truffles because fungal aroma evolved specifically to attract animal attention underground. Humans became obsessed with that same smell, turning underground fungi into luxury products worth incredible prices. Saffron milk-cap mushrooms release bright orange liquid whenever damaged, creating almost paint-like visual reactions. Some mushrooms bruise blue, while others leak strange colors, proving fungal chemistry becomes increasingly bizarre. Parasol mushrooms grow tall, umbrella-shaped caps, yet dangerous lookalikes make wild harvesting extremely risky always. Edible species and deadly species often evolve similar appearances, causing fatal confusion among inexperienced foragers. Bluet mushrooms contain pale blue and purple coloration, appearing unnatural compared with ordinary food sources. Humans evolved distrusting unusual blue food because strange coloration historically signaled dangerous contamination frequently. Fairy ring mushrooms grow in giant circles, leading ancient humans towards supernatural explanations before scientific study. The underground fungus expands outward equally, creating perfect rings without magical forces influencing growth patterns. Reishi mushrooms became famous throughout traditional medicine because people associated them with longevity and healing. Their glossy dark surface almost resembles wood instead of soft edible fungi found inside grocery stores. Humans spent thousands of years searching forests for organisms capable of extending life and preventing illness. Lion's mane mushrooms resemble white waterfalls made from hanging icicle-like strands growing from dead hardwood. Modern research increased dramatically because scientists study possible effects involving nerves and memory development pathways. Turkey tail mushrooms display colorful layered bands while becoming heavily researched for immune system interactions globally. Tiny fungi growing silently on dead wood became important subjects inside advanced medical laboratories worldwide. Chaga mushrooms resemble burnt charcoal attached onto birch trees rather than ordinary recognizable mushrooms nearby. Inside chaga are concentrated fungal compounds. Humans transformed into teas and health supplements across cultures. Cordyceps fungi may be the most disturbing mushrooms humans have ever scientifically documented throughout history. They infect insects, manipulate nervous systems, then erupt from bodies after death like living parasites naturally. Nature created real biological zombies long before humans invented fictional horror stories involving mind control. Tremella mushrooms appear translucent, jelly-like, glowing, and strangely aquatic despite growing on forest wood. Fungi constantly blur boundaries, separating familiar earthly organisms from something appearing almost completely alien instead. Deathcap mushrooms are among the deadliest organisms existing anywhere on Earth, despite ordinary appearance today. Their toxins destroy the liver slowly while symptoms disappear temporarily before organs begin catastrophic failure later. Many victims believe recovery started successfully moments before irreversible poisoning destroys internal biological systems fully. Destroying angel mushrooms contain the same deadly toxins while appearing completely white and harmless externally. Humans instinctively assume dangerous organisms should appear threatening, but evolution ignores human expectations entirely. Jack-o'-lantern mushrooms glow faintly green inside darkness through natural bioluminescent chemical reactions occurring nightly. Despite magical appearance, these glowing mushrooms remain poisonous and dangerous for inexperienced nighttime foragers everywhere. Fly agaric mushrooms are the classic red mushrooms covered with white spots from games and fairy tales. They became cultural symbols because appearance feels surreal while psychoactive compounds alter human perception dramatically. The mushroom humans recognize most easily is also among the strangest organisms existing naturally on Earth. Panther-cap mushrooms resemble fly agarics while producing stronger confusion, panic, hallucinations, and delirium effects. Certain mushrooms do not simply poison bodies but temporarily dismantle human perception of reality itself completely. Dead man's foot mushrooms smell horrible while emerging from soil in black shapes resembling decaying human limbs. Evolution never prioritized making nature emotionally comfortable for human observation or psychological reactions whatsoever. Webcap mushrooms contain toxins capable of destroying kidneys slowly over several weeks without obvious symptoms. Victims sometimes notice organ failure only after irreversible damage already spread throughout internal biological systems. Autumn skullcap mushrooms appear tiny, brown, forgettable, and harmless despite carrying extremely deadly toxins. The most dangerous organisms on Earth are often the easiest organisms for humans to overlook completely. False morels resemble real edible morels closely enough to fool inexperienced mushroom hunters searching forests. Inside, false morels are toxins capable of damaging both liver tissue and the human nervous system. Angel wings mushrooms were once considered safe before deaths became linked with certain environmental conditions later. Even modern science still struggles understanding every mushroom species because fungi remain incredibly complex organisms. Mushrooms feed forests, recycle death, heal bodies, infect insects, alter minds, and poison silently worldwide. Beneath every forest exists hidden fungal networks stretching underground, while humanity still barely understands their power.